previous clip I did this morning, and I thought I'd do part 2, is what's in a name. And the first clip was about whether I give my name to my books that I write, and obviously you can watch that as part 1. And then as I was starting to do that clip, something else came to my mind of another way of seeing what's in a name. And that's what's in a book's name or a poem's name or whatever we name. And I thought I'd just talk through the process of my books and how I named them. So for some, the name of the book came first. It was always going to be that book. And, the content fitted or it didn't fit. Some of them I don't think it's clear just from the name of what it includes. So it generally came before I started writing, and then some have come after the writing process has started. The name has just come through, and maybe as I've written one chapter or as I've talked about it to other people, and I suddenly think, oh, that's a good name, I can call it that. Or there might be something that I'm repeating a lot in the writing and what I'm saying and what I'm thinking about, and it just comes out naturally. So a name in that sense could be important to the book. I don't think it always is. As I say, some of mine you wouldn't know the content by the title, and others it's quite clear. So for example, my Camino book for Camino de Santiago is We All Walk Our Own Camino, and obviously I've covered other aspects of what that could mean. But it mentions the Camino, whereas my latest one, All That Lies Within, doesn't tell you anything about the content, does it? Really, you can see that as something completely different to what it is. So yes, so some of my names have come before, some during. I don't think I've ever got to the end of a writing and not found the name. I don't always publish the name before the book, so I may have found it myself, but I don't put it out there unless I know it's not going to change. And as long as I know it's not going to bring bad luck as well, I'd hate to put out the name and content of the book and then find, oh, actually I've got nothing to say for it. So yeah, I don't share the name often with people. Sometimes I'll do a photo of the first page the title page of my book, to say to people, this is a writing day, and sometimes that'll have the title on. Sometimes it has a different title. Sometimes I name and give not necessarily a fake one, but a title that resonates with me that I know will keep me going. And then obviously it changes as we go along and we get to the end. So yeah, what's in a name? Sometimes a name has to be so clear to show what it's exactly about, doesn't it? And other times it doesn't. But a name in that sense, you obviously have to name your poem or your book or something else, unless of course you call it unnamed or unknown or something else. But I've enjoyed that process, I have to say. I've enjoyed the process of naming books. I've had the same subtitle for 2 books, Always Leave Your Footprints in the Sand, because I use that expression a lot. And it links these 2 books that I've written, All That Lies Within and the journaling book. Those 2 books can be linked in terms of you can use the journaling prompts to help you through All That Lies Within. So I join them with their subtitle. And it's a phrase I say all the time, put it on posts, I do it photos, I say it to people, all sorts of things. But yeah, name in that sense is important, isn't it? Do you name your work before you've finished it, or do you have a process like me of not necessarily putting it out there, or do you maybe decide after you've finished? I'm wondering now if I want to try that. Do a piece of work, don't name it, and then name it right at the end. We'll see. What are you working on that you could name or not name, leave unnamed right to the end?